Alright, so a little bit of a different video this time. I'm not going to talk about the Butler Bulldogs. I'm not going to talk about Hoosier lists. So I'm knocking out the two things I like talking about more than anything. What I am going to talk about though is something I didn't think I was going to end up addressing, but I feel like some people are in the dark about a particular someone, and they need to be told the truth. Gunner Kiel, okay? Gunner Kiel, one of the most sought after quarterbacks out of the class of 2012. Alright. Gunner Kiel. Alright, the Kiel family, first of all, is from my hometown of Columbus, Indiana. I went to high school with Gunner's two older brothers, Drew and Dusty. Drew played quarterback at Illinois State. Dusty was the backup quarterback at Indiana University for a couple of years, and so I know the two older Kiel brothers. I don't know Gunner personally, but I know about him, and I know the family pretty well through just different things going on here with concerning football in this town. I went to the same high school as these guys, Columbus East High School, but there's a lot of trash talking of Gunner Kiel going on, and it needs to be addressed because I can't stand listening to people or seeing people talk a bunch of smack about him when it's not true. There's a lot, the guy originally committed to Indiana, and then he backed out and he committed to LSU, and then he backed out and he committed to Notre Dame, went to school at Notre Dame for a year. Now he's transferring and he's going to Cincinnati, and a lot of people are bashing him for changing his mind, for being a drama queen, a seeker of attention, a spoiled brat. I mean, it's amazing these titles that people come up with, and this is not the Gunner Kiel that I know. This is not the Gunner Kiel that anybody in this town knows. Nobody in the Kiel family is like that. This Kiel family is some of the most hardworking people I've ever met, and every one of them, all the boys that have been quarterbacks, have worked their tails off to get where they are. To say that they're spoiled and they're selfish, there's nothing further from the truth. These guys are some of the most humble human beings I have ever met. To come out of football, be highly recruited athletes, or sought after athletes. These guys they never put themselves first. They never think how great they are. They always credit their offensive line, their receivers, family, the team, God, their coaches, everything but themselves. So it just kills me to see people think that they know Gunner Kiel and say all this stuff about him, and none of it is true. Gunner Kiel, they even did an interview with Gunner Kiel in our newspaper here the other day in the sports section, and talking about how he's had to change his mind so many times about where he's going to go to school. And being one of the top two quarterback recruits out of the class of 2012, he's had so much attention. He's had so many teams after him. He's had so much press from pretty much his junior year all the way through the time he made his first commitment. And it's kind of followed him through all the way till now, committing to Cincinnati. But like he said in the newspaper, he didn't handle it very well. He's not used to having all this attention. He doesn't like having all this attention. He doesn't like having a spotlight on him. He would rather just go up through the shadows and do his own thing. And because of the fact he doesn't like attention, he didn't know how to handle the attention, and he rushed himself into making a commitment to IU before his senior season. He wanted to get it out of the way. And I think I know what went down based on what I've been hearing. Then he backed out of IU for a reason. I'm not going to get into that. Then he commits to LSU, and an elite program, SEC, supposed to get you ready for the NFL. And then he backed out of that, and I'm pretty sure the reason for that is it was too far from home, and he didn't really think about it before he committed. Just rushed another decision. Then he committed to Notre Dame. His uncle played for Notre Dame, Blair Kiel. And it's in the state of Indiana, the most prestigious football program in the state of Indiana. And he goes there, and there's like 4 or 5 quarterbacks trying to fight for the starting job. And then he finds out he's like number 4 on the list, I think. So then he leaves. He's transferring to Cincinnati. And I guarantee you 100% he's not going to leave Cincinnati. They've got a system there that's going to help him succeed. Munchie Legault is going into his senior season. When he graduates, Gunner should be the starter or at least the backup as a redshirt sophomore. So, in the system, so similar to what he ran at Columbus East High School. It's a shotgun spread. You know, he's either going to have like 4 wide with a running back right next to him in the backfield, or he's going to have 5 wide, or he's just going to have 3 wide with 2 backs. I don't know. It's the same exact system that helped him succeed in Indiana, to help him be Mr. Football of the state of Indiana. It's just really frustrating when you know a family, when you know his brothers, and I've seen it from a distance with him, how much of a humble human being he and his family are. And then to see people say that he's selfish and that he seeks attention because he just wants his name out there, because all these, you know, he's changing his mind and all this comments. If changing his mind is the worst thing that he's ever going to do, my God, he's a saint. And it just amazes me how people will bash the living crap out of somebody like him because he can't make up his mind. But yet there are huge fans of people like Tiger Woods, who cheated on their wives and didn't give a crap. You know, nasty sexual acts, nasty, you know, sexual abusive language with these women that he texted. Divorces his wife, doesn't even give a crap. She takes the kids, so what? You got other people out there. Supposedly Kobe Bryant raped a woman, but that's okay. Everybody's a Kobe Bryant fan. Supposedly Ben Roethlisberger raped a couple women, but that's okay. You know, the Steelers are cool. Big Ben's cool. But somebody like Gunner Kiel can't make up his mind, and now everybody wants to run their mouths and run him down and all this crap. And he knows it's been hard on him. The kid knows, you know, all this criticism he's gotten. He knows he's made mistakes, and he's admitted to that. He's admitted that he wishes he could do it all over again, because he says he's made mistakes in the recruiting process and he rushed it and he just didn't know how to handle the attention. And if you know the kid like I do, if you know the family like I do, you're knowing he's honest to God telling the truth. So, spoiled, no. Self-centered, no. A drama queen, no. No. Anybody that knows this kid knows for a fact that he is none of those things. He is humble. His family, you know, he would do anything for anybody. And his brothers were the same way. And some of the nicest guys, you don't even have to be. I wasn't one of the jocks in school. I wasn't one of the cool kids. I was able to get along with every group. Any group of kids, you know, your stereotypical group of kids in high school, you know, the jocks, the nerds, the goths, the gamers, you know, and then all your little racial groups that sit with each other. I was friends with all of them. Everybody would come up and talk to me, and he was another one. He would just come up and talk to me. And there was friends that I had that, you know, were considered inferior because they were nerds or whatever. And the Kiel kids, they would always, it doesn't matter who you were, they were going to come and socialize with you, and they had a lot of respect for you. As long as you treated them nicely, they were going to treat you nicely. And nobody ever treated them bad, so they treated everybody real well. So anyway, enough with the Gunner Kiel bashing. I'm sure some of you are still going to do it anyway. But when this kid performs and becomes one of the greatest quarterbacks of his class in a couple years, then you're all going to see that it was all well worth it in the end, and that the guy is a great kid. So anyway, enough of that. Gunner Kiel's the man. Everybody else can shut up.